Final vaulter for LSU will be Ashley Natt. Before her, Maya Hambrick, a 9.925. LSU is lights out here so far, and Ashley Natt is one of the few gymnasts in the country that does the double twisting Yurchenko.
She twists like a cat on this. Spots the ground.
Oh, my goodness.
Finds it. That is spectacular. She has improved the form on this double twist, really trying to keep those legs tight together.
Good evening and welcome to Tigers Roar. It was a 10. Perfection.
10.
How about that? Jordy
sweet.
Holper, Tommy Chrysan, thank you for watching Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com, Cox Cable, AT&T, Uverse, as we got a lot to go through tonight. Jordy, you and I were chatting earlier. I don't know, it's impossible for you to play a perfect basketball game, but you had some pretty good ones. Had De La Salle in at LSU.
Not like that, though.
But that was perfection.
Here is my question for you.
Okay.
Gymnastics, which is unlike any other sport for this reason. LSU beats Georgia. They're #1 in the country. They go on the road. They beat the 4th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. On the road, they come back. They're #2 in the country. Oklahoma surpassed them because they scored more points in their win over somebody that makes no sense.
I'm far from a
makes no sense.
Guru.
But anyway.
Not even close. Of course, with all the success D.D. Bro has had over the years, we've all learned a little something about it.
Let's just say
I wondered the same thing when I said, how can they be ranked #2? They beat Alabama.
If LSU beats Georgia, and they're #9, and they move up to #1, and then they go on the road and beat Alabama, you think they're dropping to #2?
No, and look, when I first saw that, I did the same. I'm like, how can that be? They just beat #4 ranked Bama on the road. It's got to do with the points
all the
per
points.
meet kind
Crazy.
of thing.
Crazy.
It's an odd thing, unique to gymnastics, obviously, but what a start. They're home again this week on Friday night against
Have you ever heard that?
Women's University.
Texas Women's University?
I didn't know it existed until I saw the thing.
Can you look up and see what their nickname is? I have no clue.
That's dangerous.
I have no clue. Texas Women's University. Won't even be close.
I did not know they exist. What city are they in? Do you know that?
I have no idea. Anyway.
We're going to know.
They'll have another nice crowd Friday night, and it's they're running a promotion.
Can I tell you my story about not knowing where a school was
This is live TV, Tommy.
Texas Women's University is located in Denton, Texas.
Denton, and that where North Texas State is?
Yeah, just north of
Johnny
Dallas.
Jones's old school? Okay.
And I'm trying to see if we can get a nickname here for them.
Well, that's okay.
We don't know.
Good for them.
No, Pioneers.
The Pioneers. The Pios.
There we go. Hey, I'm in college. We're down in Fort Walton Beach. Imagine that.
Really?
And there's a buffet
Spring
line.
break or?
Yeah, we snuck down there. The coach made a mistake and gave us 2 days off baseball practice. We went to the beach. The girls were there, so we had to go.
Of course.
But we were standing in line at some buffet. Imagine that.
Go figure.
And they got these guys, you can tell they're football players, and they got shorts on, and it says Florida State University on the the leg of their shorts. It's like their practice shorts or their hanging around shorts. Again, we had to say to them, hey, what city is that school in?
Oh, my God.
When nowadays, there's not a college athlete that doesn't know it's in Tallahassee because of ESPN,
Bobby Bowden.
because of the internet, all that stuff. But like here it was in the early 80s, we didn't know. Florida State, where's that at? Oh, Tallahassee. Oh, okay. Just a little different.
Bobby Bowden wanted to be the coach at LSU.
Yeah, they didn't want him.
They didn't want him.
That was they could have
Curly Holman instead.
Could have had a few people over the years. But anyway, welcome to Tigers Roar. Yet another edition. We remind you the original airing each week's on a Wednesday night. If you're catching us Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you have a rebroadcast going, or on YouTube, which is available on Thursday mornings. You can watch it at your convenience, as many of the Pelican programming is. Jordy, we'll kind of start off with. We just got information right before the cameras rolled. The details are out on Matt Canada, offensive coordinator at LSU's contract. $1.5 million a year, go along with the $1.8 for defensive coordinator Dave Aranda. Highest paid pair of coordinators in the country at $3.3 million, both subject to a few bonuses here and there. Wow.
I saw something today which struck my fancy, speaking about dollars and cents, and particularly Dave Aranda. Romeo Crennel, Houston Texans.
Right.
He's been moved off as defensive coordinator. He is like an assistant head coach. What do you think Romeo was making he was a former head coach, now he's a defensive coordinator in the NFL. What do you think he was making?
Based on the fact you asked me this question after what we just talked about, I'll say $1 million a year.
No, he's making $1.8 million.
1.8.
Proven
okay.
head coach, proven coordinator in the NFL.
Been around a long time.
Been around a long time. My point of the matter is this. Aranda's making 1.8, 1.85, 1.9. What NFL team's going to come out there and, to get somebody to move, you've got to make it worth their while.
Yeah.
No NFL coach that I know of as a defensive coordinator is making $2 million or more. So I think that behooves LSU if they're thinking, I don't know what Dave Aranda wants to do. I don't know if he wants to be an NFL defensive coordinator. I don't know if he wants to be a college head coach. But what he's making right now, here and now, you got to feel pretty good about keeping him for a while. And if he continues to have success, he will be rewarded for that. So he'll be making upwards of $2 million if LSU's defense and their team continue to thrive and win. And if they win a national championship, look out.
I go back to when we saw the Florida State shorts. Jerry Stovall was making like 45 grand, was it? 60 grand to be the head coach at LSU, and he was the national coach of the year in that 1 year.
Didn't last very long, did it?
But I'm just saying.
Times.
I mean. And I guess in the big picture, that's 35, 6 years.
I think Dale
ago.
Brown finally got to $100,000
near the end, which would have been 94,
and that's a couple of Final Fours, and now it's like, you want to get a really good college basketball coach, you got to pay over $2 million.
Oh, certainly.
Well over $2 million.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyway, just some numbers, and I mean, it's unbelievable the money that I got a few people I know who are very young in the high school ranks, and I'm like,
stay with it.
If you can get to the college ranks, do not turn up opportunity to knock one of them doors down, whether you're a position coach, whatever you might be. If you're good and you can climb that ladder, and it's all about who you know, not what you know, you're going to end up making money you can't dream of at the high school level.
And we said this before, and I'll say it again. This could be, if this methodology that LSU's going by succeeds, you got your head coach making X amount. You got your coordinators making just below that. It's not like the big gap at other schools now. And so we shall see. Plus, there's a new amendment out that has to be passed by the college committee. They want to add another full-time assistant on the field coach, which would make 10. So I can see the UL Lafayettes and the Tulanes going, whoa, wait a minute. We're spending all this money. It's just the rich getting richer. So we'll see if that passes.
Yeah, and I think this thing that LSU is doing, and I don't know that they planned this way, but you talked about this weeks ago, with what they're paying Ed Orgeron, what they're paying these coordinators, might be a market corrector.
That's what I'm saying, right.
Nationwide, right. Where if it works, let's say LSU wins the conference, in the next 2-3 years and gets in the playoff. Some ADs are going to go, hey, and they're all business guys now.
Mm-hmm.
The days of kicking the guy up into the office are few and far between, although Phil Fulmer is rumored to become the AD at Tennessee.
Yeah, right.
But, they're going to say, wait a minute, let's put the premium on the coordinator, pay the head coach a little bit less, and tell him, hey, if it all works, you'll get yours.
You delegate, we'll get the bonuses.
It on the end.
You get to be the TV star, but they'll win for you. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It could be. Another thing, the NCAA is meeting in Nashville this week. They're proposing a mandatory 14-week college football season, which would result in 2 open dates for all teams.
But hey,
that's a money grab, because another weekend of college football on TV is money, money, money.
And it's not like everybody's taking the bye week the same week. So there'll be college football for 14 weeks.
More money.
And it's like, you know what? Hey, we can't go to 8 teams in the playoff because that would make the season last too long.
But they want to go 14 weeks.
But they want to go 14 weeks, which means the season starts earlier in August, which means LSU fans, it's going to be even hotter those first couple of games in Tiger Stadium.
LSU needs to go with the Jordy Hultberg principle, which is put the open date after Alabama, not before.
Right.
I never agree with you more about anything. I've
agreed
agreed with you.
It's about time.
That's the thing I agree with the most.
Right.
Hey, let's tell you what's coming up on tonight's program. We will have Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com to give us the very latest on recruiting. 2 weeks to sign-in day. Mike will join us a little bit later on. We'll also hear from Ronnie Rance of Sports Shorts Radio and Sports Shorts TV. Tiger Baseball right around the corner, and he's got the Glory Road tour to tell you about the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. We'll take a run through the LSU Athletic Department. We got to run around the state, got some things for you. Going to take a look back at an epic football game, Green Bay and Dallas. We got a really cool piece on the amazing stuff that happened in that game. We've got all kind of stuff for you tonight here on the program, so we're going to have some fun with the next couple hours.
Is there a better Final Four for the NFL? Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger. Nobody's talking about Tom Brady. They're talking about all the other ones. There's old Tom Terrific at home. Wow.
Well, that's 3 Hall of Famers and Matt Ryan, who, if he keeps this up, might be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, I don't think there's any question. I mean, I think they kind of offset each other. So now you look at who has the better supporting cast and where are they playing. So I think it'll be terrific games. I think one will be high scoring, the first one. I think the AFC will be low scoring.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. All right, we're going to continue. We're going to come back with more. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, Spread the Roar. You're watching Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, and on the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com, Cox Cable, AT&T UVerse. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Here at Rejuva-Me Medical, we strive to accomplish a more youthful you. We specialize in the most advanced techniques of testosterone replacement therapy in men, bioidentical hormone replacement in women, IV therapy, and nutritional support along with the state-of-the-art cosmetics procedures. Experience a network of trainers and health coaches offering diet and nutritional plans tailored to you. Call us today to schedule your free consultation to discuss your individual needs and goals. Look like you live younger.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net. continue with Tigers Roar. I'm sure you saw these crawfish on the set. They smell outstanding. Very good size for January.
Drop that logo down there so I can see that.
Crawfish. Every year I make a vow to eat more crawfish than I ate the year before. I usually succeed.
Yeah.
But Jordy, why don't you tell us about these crawfish and look at the size of them things for January.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Tell us all about it.
12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Their phone number 751-7665. They're cooking these every day now. They're boiling crawfish every day. You can go to tremontis.com and see for yourself everything that they offer, from catering to everyday meals. Whatever you need, they've got it. Chairman's Reserve beef, unbelievable. I asked how many deer have they processed. He said, I can't tell you how many. It's too many. Well over 1,000 people bringing in deer to get processed. But this, I'm telling you, and the crew can't touch this till afterwards, but you can smell it.
Absolutely.
And I did taste one, and it's fabulous. They're great at this, but they're doing it every day, Monday through Saturday. If you want to call and order, 751-7665, and you can get them cooked.
What time they come out the pot, do you know?
They come out by 4 o'clock about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Because I get off the radio at 5, which means I can be there like 5:20.
You call them and tell them I want 3
Tell
pounds,
them I'm
5
be there
pounds,
tomorrow.
10 pounds.
Thursday I'm in.
You call that number right there.
I'm calling Mike. I want Mike. I'm coming. Get something ready. I want them spicy.
You'll be ready. So it's a great idea for Saturdays now. You're home, or Friday night with a nice cold one on the side of it. They've got and I was remiss. I did not bring the corn and the potatoes, which they boil up as well. And they boil up sausage, their green onion sausage with this. Oh, to die for. To die for. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. What a beautiful color.
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah, that's amazing for January.
Yep, beautiful.
I can remember we had to wait on Mardi Gras to get crawfish. Now we get them for Christmas.
Right. That's it, baby. We're ready.
Right.
Rocking and rolling.
Hey, all right, I got to do this because I want to do it.
Got to because you want to.
Baseball Hall of Fame. Tim Raines, Jeff Bagwell, and Ivan Pudge Rodriguez are in. 3.
Oh, Trevor Hoffman did not?
Hoffman missed by 5 votes.
You know what's happening here?
Curt Schilling's vote total went down.
But I bet Barry Bonds went up.
I'm not seeing anything on that yet. Obviously, they didn't make it. But tip of the hat to Tim Raines, Jeff Bagwell, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. 3 that I believe are deserving. 3 that loved the game, played it the right way.
Let me ask you this.
In particular, Raines and Rodriguez, they adjusted, they altered the game. They altered the structure of the game with Raines' threat on the bases and as a leadoff hitter, and Pudge with throwing guys out.
Let me ask what I do not understand about baseball. Okay. This was Tim Raines' 10th and final attempt to get into the Hall of Fame. When he ended
last year on the regular ballot.
On the regular ballot.
Right.
Okay. When did his stats end? When he played his last game, right?
20-something years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what changed between then and now, where his percentage kept going? He was a great player then. Why all of a sudden now?
All right, it's a joke.
No, I don't get it. Now, you can't tell me any reason that's going to justify.
We could do a whole show on this.
It's not going to justify.
I'm going to give it to you in a minute or so.
Okay.
There's an antique system for electing people to the Baseball Hall of Fame, which is flawed beyond recognition.
Yes.
Just like you just said, Raines is in his 10th year. Nothing has changed from when he was there the first year. So if you're a Hall of Famer, you're a Hall of Famer. You know, the Baseball Writers Association of America is a unique group who thinks they are more important than baseball.
I just don't get it.
It's a joke. It's terrible. And some of them who say they're not going to vote because of steroids. They don't understand their role to elect someone to a Hall of Fame. It's an antique system. I don't know that it can be changed, but it should be changed. But, you know, being the guy that loves baseball as much as I do, I'm glad these 3 guys are in.
Let me ask you this. Curt Schilling's numbers alone, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
So they're taking his political stance and his tweets,
miserably failed business,
and all that, and correlating that along with what he's done on the field. We're not voting.
Well, it's just like
we're not voting on what a person does in his spare time. The Hall of Fame should be, what did you do between the lines?
Well, and Barry Bonds is not in. He was proven to have used steroids. Clemens was not proven, but it's assumed he did. And I interviewed Roger Clemens for my TV show a few years ago. I think he did it, and he's one of my heroes as a pitcher.
I think they should be in.
He did it.
I think they should be in with the on the plaque, he took steroids. He bet on baseball. But on the field,
we
between
could do
the
4
lines.
shows, but maybe this summer we'll do when they get ready to do the thing.
Tim
maybe
Raines,
we'll do something.
all of a sudden, after 14 years or whatever, all of a sudden you're good enough.
I played against his little brother, Ned
Makes
Raines.
no sense.
No, it's unbelievable. All right,
no
so
sense.
I just had to throw some baseball in there. LSU baseball's around the corner.
I thought
Hoffman should have got it.
I thought he should have been in.
Hoffman's got the numbers to get in.
Second all-time reliever?
He's one of them ones that'll get in later. Okay, yeah.
But he's not good enough right now. But maybe 8 years from now, somebody will say, "Oh yeah, he's good enough."
You're trying to get my blood pressure
Oh,
up.
it just makes no sense.
It is what it is. Goofy. All right, 2 weeks from today, National Signing Day.
Yes.
Want to tell you about the Tiger Gridiron Club.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
22nd annual Bayou Bash. They're moving it downtown. Baton Rouge
better.
Hotel Atrium, doors at 8:30. Program begins at 10:30. Coach Orgeron scheduled to greet the crowd at about 5:30. Buddy Sanju will broadcast live from 1 to 3. I'll be there from 3 to 5.
My show's too early. Thank God.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
You missed that.
I'm so
thing.
sorry.
And call Tom Bro, 225-806-2884. VIP tables are still available. There'll be general admission seats. You can contact us here at Pelican TV or contact the radio station. We'll point you towards Tom or another member of the Gridiron Club, and hopefully you can be a part of it. It's a fun day if you're a Tiger football fan to be around other Tiger football fans. They'll have highlights. There'll be lots of former players there. There'll be personalities there. So put it on your calendar. Wednesday, February 1, the Tiger Gridiron Club, Bayou Bash, 22nd year. Proceeds help LSU football.
I bet there are a multitude of people that have been to all 21, and
Yes.
they'll go to this one and make it 22 in a row.
Certainly all the
It's kind of like
the
an
bulk of the
annual
Gridiron Club
rite
members,
of passage.
Oh, I can remember years ago people would take a vacation day from work so they could be at the bash.
A lot of people would play hooky.
Or they call
and
it
they would
sick
say,
when they had the
don't
sniffles.
put that camera on me because my boss may see it.
It'd have
Don't
the
do that.
sniffles. Now, social media has changed a little bit the way we follow recruiting, but the Bash is still an outstanding event for Tiger football fans, to be around Tiger football fans. Again, see a lot of former players walking around. I mean, every year I'm down there, and then this is the cool thing that I like. I've talked about this on the radio. You know, Buddy and I are going to broadcast live. Your program's in the morning. You're not going to be on. They won't even have the doors open.
I'm sorry. I'm
But
heartbroken.
It never fails. Every year, somebody will come to the table to say hello, who's a listener to the station, who we haven't met yet. Many of them we have met. Many of them we've become friends with. We've gotten to know over the years. But there'll be somebody that'll come up to Buddy or me and say, hey, look, I'm so-and-so, and I don't call, I don't text, but I do listen all the time, and I just wanted to come say hello. So we do. I really look forward to that, because without people listening to us running our mouth, we got nothing.
God, it's nothing.
So it's good to see the people I already know, and, of course, to see the people that I haven't met yet.
In addition to the 14-week schedule and the 10th full-time assistant coach, they're trying to pass that December signing
We may have
date.
2 bashes. Huh? A December bash and a February bash.
It will go bye-bye. It will go bye-bye.
It's still a collection, a chance.
It'll go bye-bye.
It's a chance for the Tiger fans. It's like,
I'm saying,
it's
if-
like football in February. You know,
if you got
tailgating indoors.
two signing dates,
Well,
it's been a great run, and thank you.
Oh, it's been
if it does, if it comes
and that's
about.
only a proposal. That
Only
has
a
not been
proposal.
done. So anyway, on LSU
gonna get
recruiting,
done.
and we'll have Mike Scarborough coming up in approximately 15 minutes, maybe a little more. He'll give us the very latest. But Jordy, you know, and Mike and Sonny Ship and guys like that, Jimmy Smith, they follow this so much more closer than
Sam
I.
Spiegelman, who does it as well.
Spiegelman, these
That's what they
guys.
do. That's their
Yeah.
life.
But, you know, and they got all the info. But I do know everything I'm gathering from all them guys. They're predicting LSU to really close hard in these final couple of weeks and finish in the top 10 and maybe try to inch up in the, you know, in that 5 or 6 spot.
Just remember, I've seen a lot of 4- and 5-star athletes fall into the abyss. I've seen some 2-star athletes become stars in college. You just never know. It's a roll of the dice. You never know.
The kid Renfro, they caught the winning touchdown for Clemson. And they were, of course, they were in the playoff last year and got to the final. He's got more catches and passing yards and touchdowns than anybody in the 3-year history of the college football playoff thing. A 2-star, unrecruited kid out of high school who walked on at Clemson.
Jacob Hester didn't come highly rated, ended up being pretty darn good. Russell Shepard came highly rated, didn't do a thing here, but he's still in the NFL.
guy you had on the radio the other day, Jake Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme.
Was not highly
Pretty
rated.
good.
Ended up quarterbacking in the Super Bowl with Carolina Panthers,
he's
right?
Pretty good. Sure
How's
did.
Jake doing? I know you talked to him.
He's
all
in the
time.
horse business, man. He's in the thoroughbred business. His dream is to
win the Kentucky Derby.
Get in the Kentucky Derby and get a horse in the money.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway,
It's
LSU
expensive
recruiting again. So many follow it, and we'll have Mike Scarborough coming up in a little bit. He'll give you the very latest. If you have a question for Mike, we got some in today on the radio. We'll get that to him and see what he has to say as these coaches are combing through the campuses. They're in the homes. They're visiting with the families. It's an animal of its own.
Everybody, and I talked to Mike today on my radio show, and one of the questions I had for him, everybody knows about the linebacker position, but there's a whole bunch of positions where LSU's losing some talented players. And I've always said you win up front, offensive line, defensive line. Are they going to get any players that are impactful from day one that can help? That offensive line is going to lose a couple of people after next season. Do they have somebody waiting in the wings that could be a Cam Robinson, step in on day one and get that left tackle spot? So he had some interesting things to say about that.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at some current LSU Tigers, soon to be former Tigers, and they're going to play in some All-Star games this weekend.
How about Leonard Fournette signing with Under Armour?
Don't get me started.
One of the highest endorsement deals known. No details, but seven.
All right, since you,
seven
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Bank.
But did you see the video?
I did not.
Do you want me to tell you what happened?
Sure.
He did it at St. Aug, where he went to
Okay.
high school. You and I both been on that campus.
Right.
Gym was crowded, full of students. It was like at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
The band formed like a tunnel for him to walk through. It looked like a heavyweight fighter coming into the ring,
All right.
okay? And they had, the band, two band, like the, what do you
Great
call them,
band.
drum majors.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the purple, no, they had the sticks, and they walked him into the gym. I mean, it was.
You didn't like that. It was staged?
It was.
Too staged for you? He's their most prominent alumnus. They're doing. I'm telling you, you watch.
Well, yeah, because he's going to give the most.
He's going to
money
give
now.
the most money back to the
Steve
school.
Martin wasn't bad. You know him.
I played Steve. Played against Steve.
Well,
He ain't no Leonard Fournette.
no. Okay, and there's going to be money given to the school through the Under Armour deal.
Right.
It's a good deal for St. Aug. It's a good deal for Leonard Fournette.
Why not?
I have a question.
Okay.
Did you find it just a little bit odd that he said nothing and it had nothing to do with LSU with this thing?
It
You know,
depends
there's,
upon
I'll
the-
say it. There's rumors out there that he flunked out of school. It's never been confirmed. There's rumors he flunked out of school. I've heard it. I've talked to other colleagues, writers, who are all trying to confirm it, and nobody confirmed it. And that was why he wasn't at the banquet and a few other places.
It's one of those big, well-kept secrets.
So I don't know if he'd have been welcome on the campus. I mean, it's got nothing to do with amateur and professional status. He already signed with an agent. So when he signed with the agent, his amateur status was over. He's now a professional.
No, I promise you.
But I just thought it was
think-
a little funny
I think Under
that it
Armour-
was all at St. Aug and he said a word about LSU.
I think it was all about his beginnings. I think that's probably the Under Armour approach. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that is their approach on something
That's like
that.
part of the marketing scheme or
Yes,
something.
the beginnings. Look where he started. Now look where he is. Because of where he started, now he's got us, and we're going to give back to where he started. Keep all those high. Because what's their demographic? What's their market? Those young kids.
Yeah. Mom, I
Young
need
kid-
those shoes.
Those kids in college, they're getting their shoes free.
Yeah, you're
they're
right.
getting their Nike
Yeah,
shoes. So I think
you-
that's part of the approach from Under Armour.
Okay, you could be very correct there. We shall see. He did say he's going to go to the combine and participate in all the drills. Now,
his ankle got well, didn't it?
his ankle's fine. A lot of people go to those combines and they don't do this, they don't do that. They do the interviews, but they don't want to do this or that and get hurt. As of today, he said he will do it all. He wants to run a 4.340. I'll have to see
He
that
needs to
believe it.
because money's up
and
for
right,
grabs
they
now.
know he was not healthy from August till whenever.
And I promise you, he'll blow it. He'll blow him off the charts. He'll blow him off the charts. You watch.
We'll take a break, come
You
back,
watch.
talk some more LSU football. Plenty to come on this week's edition of Tigers Roar. Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. He's
Peeling
eating
one.
crawfish from
Peeling
Tremonti's.
one right
We'll be
now.
right back. Stay with us. Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency. We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-552-8621. 800-552-8621.
We want to remind you about WUBR. You see it in the big bold red letters. CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, home of the Jim Rome Show, Monday through Fridays from 11 to 1. Jordy Hultberg in the mornings from 7 to 8. The Bud Man. Buddy Sanjay from 1 to 3. I'm there 3 to 5. Fridays finds Dave Scandaliato, the Meat Man, with Sportsline.
Carlos Wait, we got the Bud Man and the Meat Man?
Yeah. You know, I don't know what these guys are doing. Carlos Brown, Saturday mornings, Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio through the night. And I just did the paperwork today. We will again be an affiliate of Houston Astros baseball. We'll have select Astros baseball games. We'll get that logo up there on the radio board for you next week. So check it out. Local, national, the TuneIn app is free. The whole bit. So
Bregman in the starting lineup next year?
Could
Bregman?
be. And also Saturday night when we do the post-game show at 9:30, it's on TV and radio. You can get it right there on the TuneIn app. We'll tell you more about the post-game show in just a minute. All right, Jordy, tell them about your afternoon radio show in the Lafayette market.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, 103.7 FM, Acadiana's sports station, #1 sports station in that parish and in that area. And we come on from 2 to 4, and we're the #1 rated talk show, whether sports or talk, in that community. So we're very proud of that.
Very good. Job well done, sir. Hey, a bunch of LSU Tigers, I say a bunch, 4 of them, will be participating in All-Star games this coming weekend. Kind of flew under the radar with all the recruiting news, but want to give these guys a shout-out. Colin Jeter, the tight end, will be in the East-West Shrine game, which will be Saturday afternoon in St. Petersburg, Florida. And that out on the West Coast, starting a little bit later on Saturday, offensive lineman Josh Butte, defensive lineman Tayshawn Bauer, and defensive lineman Lewis Neal will be in the NFLPA, the National Football League Players Association Collegiate Bowl. And then there's 4 Tigers plus an injured Kendall Beckwith the following week. That'll be in Mobile for the Senior Bowl, and we'll tell you about that next week.
That's the best. But how long has this NFLPA Bowl been in existence?
It's one of the 97 bowls we have.
I don't recall that one. And then I do believe Lewis Neal, after that, is going to be heading to the White House because of his entrepreneurship I mean, he owns a business. He's very successful in the financial market.
He's ahead of the curve.
Has a barber shop that he's in charge.
He's ahead of the curve.
He's pretty
no
good
question.
Shape.
And not a bad football player who's going to get a shot in the NFL.
Yeah,
I don't know that he sticks on a roster, but he's going to get in a camp and he's going to get a shot. Could be a late-round draft choice. If he's not a late-round draft choice, he could end up doing the free agent thing. So that's a little news there on the LSU football front. Again, the recruiting continues. This week, we got the release. Southeastern Lions have released their schedule for 2017. Only 5 home games in Strawberry Stadium, but of note, they open the season against ULL in Lafayette, Cajun Field on September 2nd. Last time the Lions and the Raging Cajuns played, 1981, I was there. Lions win 7-0. I was at the game. But the Lions, with the 11 games played, of course,
those nice helmets y'all got up there.
In the Southland Conference, ULL is how they open it. They got the Southland schedule, and they end with Nicholls State in Strawberry Stadium.
Houston, Major Applewhite on October 14th. Major Applewhite.
That's not that Houston.
Oh.
That's Sam Houston.
Oh, Sam Houston.
Southland
I had to
Conference.
put my glasses on.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
UL Lafayette's got a new offensive coordinator.
Sure do.
Willie Hall is the new offensive coordinator for Mark Hudspeth. He's got to do some things. The luster on his star is starting to fade a little bit. He needs to kick it up. So to his credit, he's moving some people around. George Munoz moved to wide receiver coach. They're trying to jumpstart that program again.
Yeah, and and I've begun the process. You suggested this to me this morning. Next week on the program, which will be 1 week out from signing day, we're going to try to get an update on the Tulane recruiting for the folks in the city of New Orleans and the Raging Cajun recruiting for the folks that are fans of ULL. So we are going to mix that in there. Hadn't forgot about you. And both of those schools need players.
Absolutely.
Willie Fritz needs them
We'll
at Tulane.
recruit on a different level than LSU in the Power 5. Anthony Jennings, his appeal for another year of college football was denied.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't even know he did appeal.
Yes, he appealed. Went through the paperwork and the process, and they said, no, not going to happen. So Brandon Harris says he's going to participate in spring practice, see where the dominoes fall after that.
He graduates in May.
Graduates. That might be an avenue if things don't work out according to what he anticipates and expects.
Matt Canada has said it's going to be an open competition between Danny Etlin, Brandon Harris, Justin McMillan, Lindsey Scott Jr. You got Lowell Narcisse, who is an early enrollee, the kid from St. James. Miles Brennan doesn't come till August.
He's going to redshirt. He's going to need to bulk up a little bit. And he wants to do that so he can learn the system. They will have to pry Danny Etling off the field to get that job away from him.
Well,
mark my word.
Good.
Oh, it's great.
I think it's great.
He's not going to lose that job.
I tell you what, I'll go out on a limb here. You get that kind of competition at all 22 spots, you win a national championship.
See, everybody talks about linebacker. Boy, need linebackers. Need linebackers. Yeah.
Need wide receivers. Malachi Dupree's off.
You need a quarterback. You need a quarterback to perform. How did Clemson win the national championship?
With a quarterback.
Best player on the field. How did these teams get to the Final Four of the NFL playoffs? Great quarterback play. That's it.
Did you see that? That's it. There was a cartoon on Facebook. Deshaun Watson. I'm going to tell you about Deshaun Watson. He was all excited. They got his Clemson jersey on, and they saw about the euphoria of winning the national championship. And then the next frame, he's all depressed because he realized he's going to be picked by the Cleveland Browns.
From the penthouse to the outhouse?
And I can tell you now, he's got better blocking at Clemson than he's going to have at Cleveland, at least initially.
But he's better suited for the pro game than the other pick that's at Cleveland. From Baylor. And
RG3.
RG3.
No, I think Deshaun. I thought if I had a Heisman vote, I would have voted for him.
Oh, that's another.
And I said that prior to the championship.
Can I get another pet peeve off?
Yes, go ahead.
And it probably will never happen. But why can't you vote for these awards after the season? There's so many teams that are playing in bowl games and playing in the semifinals in the national championship. Why can't you wait until the season's over?
Especially with modern technology.
Why can't
you can vote in an hour?
Because Deshaun Watson would have been the winner.
Yeah. Well, no, I remember back in the day, I was covering the Saints, and the Sugar Bowl as a media member, and they'd pass out the MVP ballots like during the third quarter, and they'd say, turn these in as soon as the third quarter ends. So I'm like, well, what happens if somebody does something spectacular in the fourth? But I kind of got it. That's back then, you couldn't text.
They had to actually look at the paper.
They had to go shuffle the papers in the other room and go, okay, vote
TV
for
said
Hultberg,
we got to have
vote for Hultberg, vote for Sanji.
We got to get
Sanji wouldn't have got any votes.
We got to get the MVP in so we can have it in the radio television postgame.
They could have done the Heisman Trophy voting the Tuesday morning after the national championship game. They could have started it at 10 and been done at 10:30.
And I guarantee you, every coach who has had a Heisman Trophy winner would say, you know what? I just sure wish my guy wasn't traveling all over the globe.
Get that distraction out
the way. Get all that distraction out the way and reward them afterwards.
You should be the commissioner of college football.
Why is it so
I'm voting Hultberg, commissioner of college football. Speaking of college football, we're going to take a break, and we come back. Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com, the very latest on the LSU recruiting. We got the questions to throw at Mike. We're going to do it right after this pause here on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-404-0966. 800-404-0966.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Rejuva-Me Medical, we strive to accomplish a more youthful you. We specialize in the most advanced techniques of testosterone replacement therapy in men, bioidentical hormone replacement in women, IV therapy, and nutritional support along with the state-of-the-art cosmetics procedures. Experience a network of trainers and health coaches offering diet and nutritional plans tailored to you. Call us today to schedule your free consultation to discuss your individual needs and goals. Look like you live younger.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including OptiMap, which digitally photographs your retina.
Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment. 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan with you. You want to talk recruiting? We got the man to do the talking. Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com. Good evening, Mike. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Thanks for having me. Glad to be with y'all again.
Hey, tell us the very latest. LSU fans are dying to know. Let's start up Nashville way. What you got for everybody?
Well, I think LSU's sitting pretty darn good with Jacob Phillips, the linebacker that, of course, is committed to Oklahoma. He got his 5th star from Rivals Monday after a really strong performance in San Antonio at the All-American, U.S. Army All-America game. So, I think Bob Stoops went over there with 4 other assistant coaches a few nights ago, and I don't think that's going to be enough. He's coming this weekend with his family for an unofficial visit to LSU, paying his own way. And to me, that's where it's awful telling, and I think that's why there's a lot of confidence in the LSU football building about him right now.
Mike, why do you think LSU is so confident? What caused this groundswell to have this kid possibly flip to LSU?
I just think it's a lot of hard work from Austin Thomas, LSU's personnel director. I think he's done a fantastic job, and of course he did a fantastic job with Jacoby Stevens. That plus Dave Aranda, which is a big sell job, and frankly, if you're any defensive player, whether you're a defensive lineman, linebacker, whatever, I don't know how you not watch LSU play defense this past year and not want to be a part of that. So I think that it's all that and the opportunity for early playing time. He camped at LSU this past summer, so he's well versed in LSU football, and so to me that'll be a big get for LSU if it does come to pass, and I think it will.
You mentioned 2 getting 5 stars by Rivals. Out of all the committed players, the early enrollees, and those that are LSU really are coveting, how many 5 stars do you think are out there?
Well, I think LSU could end up with 4.
Okay.
And then there are only like 20 of them?
Marvin Wilson, who I have as a probable to LSU, and then Phillips.
Okay.
That's an awful nice haul.
Yeah.
But then you've got Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia putting together classes with that many 5 stars and more.
How many 5 stars are there nationwide?
I didn't see what the total was.
Is it like 40?
35?
30. I thought I saw 37 somewhere.
Okay.
That's not bad to get 4 out of 35 or 37.
Yeah, but when Georgia and Alabama are getting 4 or 5, and then I guess you got to judge the 4 stars after that.
Yeah, and look, and Dylan Moses got it. He had lost his 5th star in the August ranking period, and then he got it back, and there's a heavy debate on that. Look, what is the real difference between a guy who's rated 28 versus a guy who's rated 47? I mean, can you really parse it that much? The bottom line is if you have a bunch of Rivals 100 and Rivals 250 kids and you're meeting your needs,
you're okay.
You should be in the title hunt every year.
Yeah, no question. The other linebacker that's got everybody's attention in LSU's backyard, Southern Lab, Chris Allen, committed to Alabama. When asked about that, he said, why Alabama instead of LSU? Because Alabama's winning national championships and they're beating LSU every year. How does LSU counteract that and get this kid to flip, if at all possible?
Yeah, I think that, while they're going to try all the way till as long as they can, I just think that, after putting the full court press where Orgeron was all day at Southern Lab last Thursday and then Friday into the evening for the in-home, and then having him all weekend for an official visit and really rolled out the red carpet, and then boom, first thing Monday morning he goes on Baton Rouge radio and says that. I mean, that's pretty telling. And then he goes this weekend to Alabama for his official visit. It's just difficult to flip a kid that Nick Saban that he wants. They're so relentless. You can be there, have the in-home visit, have a great unofficial visit or an official visit, and then the kid goes home and there's an Alabama coach waiting for him in his driveway to unravel everything you've done. I mean, it's just they don't stop, and they've got this,
the ultimate closer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, before we talk about more kids, I have a question for you that was texted into me on the radio to ask you tonight. Give the fans the difference between an official visit and an unofficial visit. We hear that term, both of those terms, constantly at this time of the year. If you will, give us the basic difference in the official visit and the unofficial visit.
Well, official visit, everything's paid for. Lodging, meals.
By LSU or whatever.
If they fly in, the airfare's paid for. If they opt to drive in, they get allowed so much per mile to be reimbursed.
Right.
So, whereas unofficial visit, nothing can be paid for.
Nothing. So if they go to eat, they got to buy their own meal.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Mike,
so that's pretty telling. When they're driving in from Nashville, you're going to have to pay for their own hotel, meals, travel expenses, etc., to come visit LSU while committed to Oklahoma.
Now, can they still do basically all the other stuff? A player or two takes him out a little bit. He tours the facility, he tours the campus, and I mean everything else is the same. It's just all about who's paying the fare.
Yeah, it's a free country. I mean, they can come and go as they please, but as far as footing the bill.
But I mean, LSU can have contact with them, right? Okay, it's open contact. Okay, Jordy, go ahead.
There's a proposal out there amongst the college football coaches to have a second signing period, that coming in December. Are you in favor of that or opposed to that?
I'm in favor of it, although I wish it was the same day as the early signing period in basketball. But I'm like, if that'll get you in the door with having an early period, then you take it and then see. Get whatever you can get, and then maybe tweak it, down the line and move it up as you, see how it plays out, and if there's, what the unintended consequences are once you get it. But to me, if you can get it in December, you take it.
Yeah, anything better than just one. You mentioned Phillips. We mentioned Allen. Is Marvin Wilson at the top of the chart as far as LSU's really big wish list?
Yeah, certainly they'd love to get Caleb Chase on from Houston North Shore. That's a Texas LSU battle with a lean to Texas. I think there was some headway made with him on his official visit this past weekend. He's a big-time defensive end that really turned heads at the Under Armour game a few weeks back. But, yeah, certainly Marvin Wilson. And then you start, going to Travis Etienne at running back, McMath at wide receiver, Devonta Smith, who that looks like Alabama. Got to hold on to Neil Farrell, the defensive line commit from South Alabama. Florida State's coming in hard trying to flip him. Certainly another linebacker to go along with. I'm saying Phillips. I think is going to flip.
Okay.
But you also, you have Willie Gay coming in from Starkville, Mississippi this weekend. And I think that those are probably, if you get two more linebackers, I think that those look to be your best shots, Phillips and Gay. So those two, and then you start running the numbers and what happens with Todd Harris, Amik Robertson from Thibodeau. There's a couple of defensive ends. We talk about Phil Mathis from Neville. Got the Marcavius Bryant coming in this weekend. So they make things interesting, but then the numbers start to get real tricky.
Let me ask you about Travis Etienne. I heard that Clemson comes in and he has changed his mind on one visit, and he's going to go visit Clemson. That's the power of a national championship team. How big of a threat is he? Because LSU needs a running back, right?
Yeah, look, Dabo Swinney's impressive. Everybody loves him. He's great in the home. He's a great recruiter. Look what he's built at Clemson.
Yeah.
They're coming off a national championship and all that excitement, that offense, and certainly, Achen's a change of pace back. He's he's not a typical SEC style running back. He's not, 6 foot 225 or anything like that. So they're going to sell him, but I think in the end, LSU's just too close to home. The expenses of family being able to see him play.
Okay.
But yeah, that was kind of a shocker because Clemson just had offered last week, and then Swinney comes in for an in-home visit in Jennings and had that town all excited, and then he cancels the A&M visit, which he was at one time a commitment to them, and I know the mom really loved Kevin Sumlin, so. But I think they realize, you might like Sumlin, but he's not going to be there.
Yeah, he may not be around long. That's right.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you. I'm going to take a little different spin. We're talking about all the kids and the different schools and the different states. What are you hearing from the kids and the coaches about the LSU recruiting from Orgeron on down? What's the feedback you get when they talk about LSU?
I don't think that it's any different. I think the only thing that gets to be a worry, and look, it's not just LSU. It's the whole Alabama thing, and breaking out of this cycle of these mid-level bowl games. There's something that you never wanted to hear, and it's something we used to talk about before Saban got there, where you would say, well, the juniors and seniors right now, they were this old the last time LSU had a winning season, or they were this old the last time they saw LSU in a bowl game, and that sort of thing. You're getting to a situation now where how old were the kids the last time LSU was in a major bowl game? Not to say that Capital One and so forth aren't great bowl games, but they're not the New Year's major bowls, and they're not the games that aren't at 10 in the morning. And getting to the playoffs and being a team that can go to Atlanta and compete for an SEC championship. So that's where LSU gets hurt. But I think with Canada and Aranda, of course, being a big sell, and we'll see how the class finishes out, and everybody likes Ed Orgeron. I think that we'll see with the Bush and the boot and going forward how they build it. But at the same time, they're going to have to be able to recruit well nationally for next year because the state looks thin.
Okay.
Probably going to maybe need a junior college offensive tackle and some other pieces like that. But it's going to be an interesting year, but they're going to need some. I think they're going to need a couple of more stout recruiters that can go nationally and recruit against the big boys. And I know Coach Orgeron, that's something that he wants to do, and not just rely on what Louisiana produces. Because if you go multiple years where Louisiana's not producing offensive or defensive linemen or running backs, you've got to be able to go beyond just East Texas, et cetera. Can you go to California? Can you go to Missouri? Can you go everywhere and go head-to-head with Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama, Clemson for national players?
Mike, we see it every year. You think you have somebody locked up, and then all of a sudden on the 23rd hour, 24th hour, that commitment flips and goes somewhere else. LSU's got 19 commitments. 6 of them are already on campus, so take those 6 away. You've got 13 commitments. How solid do you feel LSU is with those 13 commitments that there will be no end-of-the-wire changes come signing day?
I think everything's pretty secure except for Neil Farrell. I think that's the one. The Florida State staff is working in pretty good. So Damian Craig, he's got to really stay on top of him and continue to work that area in order to hold on to him. But I think all the rest look pretty secure to me.
Okay, good.
All right, Mike, as always, we appreciate it. We'll probably do it again next week when we're 1 week away from signing day. But before you get out of here, tell all the good folks what they're going to get when they visit TigerBait.com.
Yeah, check us out at Tiger Bait. We do our all-day chats on Wednesday. I'm on the boards day and night answering recruiting questions on our Tiger Den message board. And we've got it all for you. We've got updates on Marvin Wilson, Meek Robertson, Todd Harris, all of them. So, and we've got more coming. So TigerBait.com. If you're in LSU recruiting, we've got it for you.
Mike, appreciate it. We'll visit again soon.
Hey, anytime. Thank you.
All right, that's Mike Scarborough.
Last-minute info coming in. No,
what you got?
No, I don't. I'm just trying to check and see if there's a basketball player that's going to play tonight for LSU or not.
Game time decision.
Game time decision.
Yeah, but anyway, a little bit later we're going to get into some basketball stuff. We got some comments from Johnny Jones. We got some of the players after the Bama game. We realized that we're on, they're on, but we want to get it to you because, like it or not, the Johnny Jones thing has become a topic.
Yes, it has.
And,
yes, it has.
And you know the part that I think is bad, I mean, you know, he's not going to be the first coach to ever be dismissed, won't be the last, is the fans end up not caring a little bit. I've had fans say, well, I don't care about it. Well, no, you need to care. You need to have the passion. And, you know, I don't think.
Show up. You may make a difference. You may make a difference.
They had a huge actual crowd last Saturday against Bama after they got clocked by A&M. So, I mean, that's a tribute to the fans.
What do you mean by huge?
It was the largest actual crowd of the year.
Yeah, but what was that actual crowd?
4,500, something like that.
How much does that place hold?
14-ish.
13-ish. So
gymnastics gets 14-ish.
So don't skew it.
Well, no, but you got to tell
me
it's the highest of the year.
But it's still awful.
It's
for
a league game on a beautiful Saturday afternoon at 2:30.
It's not a basketball
You know, I've heard
crowd.
people say, I'm not going on Saturday night. We got plans. We got a date. We got to go to dinner.
And
well, it was 2:30 on a Saturday. You still got your Saturday night.
Marketing does $5 tickets. Students get in. They got over 8,000 season ticket holders. They're not showing up. So let's just tell it like it is. It's a bad product, and I hate to say it. It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah, it's not good, and you're somebody who, you know, played in the program, and you carry a pride, you and all your teammates and all the guys that have played there, and it's not a good situation.
It brings up a question that I still don't know the answer to. When you think about, name me schools that are consistently good football and basketball at the same time. I mean, you find it very Ohio State maybe. It's rare.
It's rare. It has happened, but it's rare.
But I mean, consistently.
Yeah. No, not consistently.
And why is that? Why is that?
Because I think certain schools, they'll never say this, but they put more of an emphasis on one of them. You don't think Duke has an emphasis on basketball, and it's not the same in football.
Why can't
Indiana cares?
But see, they can make more money if football is good.
The fan base is programmed.
I understand.
The fan base is robotic. If you Duke,
we've got football and baseball
you think
succeed.
Kentucky, you think Rupp Arena, you think basketball.
I understand that. I just don't know why it can't be. Look, when Dale Brown had his best teams, LSU football was horrible. It was horrible. But basketball was here.
Well, 81 was a bad year for football, losing record. 87.
You know? Maybe Florida's one of those teams that
with Donovan and Meyer.
Maybe they're one, but Alabama
that
basketball
wasn't over a long window of time.
When Alabama basketball was good, Alabama football was bad. Now maybe Avery Johnson will bring it. But I've never understood why that can't happen.
It's a good question,
and because it's because you don't think about it. UCLA football, basketball, no.
Basketball's rising a little
Basketball's rising, football, but I'm talking consistent over a long period of time. And, every once in a while you get a Michigan State football and basketball for a few
years had a run.
It was really good.
Wisconsin had a run in both for a little bit.
Wisconsin pretty good. Notre Dame, yeah. But North Carolina football, North Carolina basketball.
Play sports?
Yeah, they do. I don't understand why that happens, and somebody smarter than me will be able to tell me, I'm sure, but I just can't figure that out.
I think you're lobbying for commissioner of the NCAA. I mean, you got all these football ideas, now you got basketball ideas.
We'd get to the root of the problem, and these teams that eventually get on probation, like North Carolina's going to get spanked, and Ole Miss is going to get eventually, we get it done a lot quicker. We get it done a lot quicker.
Ole Miss is in big trouble.
What about North Carolina basketball?
In bigger trouble.
Oh my God!
As much trouble as Ole
years.
Miss is in, North Carolina is in worse.
Roy Williams would be glad he got his 800th win.
I think they're delaying it, trying to soften the blow or try to get people to forget about it. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. But those two schools need to be. You talk about throwing under the bus. Hey, speaking of basketball, I want to remind you this Saturday, 9:30. Because LSU plays at Arkansas with a 7:30 tip-up in Fayetteville. 9:30, we'll be here on radio and TV. Your phone calls, your text messages. We'll get a report from Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com, and we'll talk about it. But, hey, we'll talk about gymnastics. We'll talk about baseball coming up and football recruiting if there's any major news or shaking. That's the purpose of the spring post-game show. But we'll be here 9:30 Saturday night, radio and TV, and hopefully you'll tell some folks about it and join us.
Yeah, it's fun. And maybe we've had two shows out the bat, and they've been not the greatest of games for.
But we appreciate the response we've gotten with a new thing. You know, because like I told people, football post-game 10 years. We got a pretty good footprint in the sand there.
Right.
We tried this thing in the spring, and I'm talking to Alan, the owner, and I'm like, hey, this first week, before the first week, I'm like, I don't know if we're going to get a phone call.
Before you
I don't know if we're going to get a text message, and we got a little bit of both. And then that went up slightly for the second week.
Before you walk
that's
before you
people
run.
who are watching us in Lafayette, New Orleans, Baton Rouge. They're on the internet. They're on the smartphones. We're promoting it heavily when we can. So we appreciate you helping promote it by telling folks about it. And it's a 1-hour show for the spring. It repeats on Sunday mornings on TV. 9:30, it'll be on radio and TV, on the smartphones and the internet, and then we put it to YouTube the next day where we even had people watching these post-game shows on YouTube after the fact because they can watch it at their convenience. That YouTube thing, I know you don't do YouTube. You don't do Facebook, you don't do YouTube, you don't do Twitter.
I learned how to text and I learned how to read emails.
Is that's
I got the best phone out there.
And you got the letters so big on there.
Because I got to wear glasses. It happens when
I got glasses too.
I put a big letter so I can see it without my glasses. Bingo.
All right. Before we get to break, we got Ronnie Rance coming up in a few minutes, but
in theory,
we have Ronnie Rance coming up. That's if he's not at the movie. That's an inside joke. All right. I got asked this question when I was on the radio earlier this week in New Orleans with my good buddy Eric Asher.
Okay.
Is it a foregone conclusion that there will be a change in the men's basketball coach?
I think as of right here, right now, today, yes. Now, here's the interesting dilemma with that. I think and I hope if there is a change that it happens at the end of the season. If they get blown out against Auburn, that's happening Wednesday night as we speak, or that's a 1-14. They get blown out by 20 points, then you may see something.
Well, do they come back before they go to Arkansas? Yeah.
Yes.
They fly home tonight.
Yeah. They'll fly home after the game, and then they'll go to Arkansas Friday to play on Saturday night. It's interesting because Ed Orgeron's making $3.5 million, and we talked about this earlier in the program. What is LSU basketball willing to pay? They're paying Les Miles his exit fee. They're paying for Matt Canada's exit fee from Pittsburgh. They're spending a lot of money on coaches. What kind of commitment is LSU want to give to basketball? Johnny Jones, one of the lowest paid coaches in the Southeastern Conference. I think he's 12th or 13th out of 14 teams. To get a good basketball coach, you got to pay over $2 million. You got to.
I would say.
And Orgeron's making $3.5. What are they willing to do? And when you think about the principles in play, Joe Oliva, the athletic director, ties to Duke. Who's helping him? Eddie Nunez, ties to Florida, played for Billy Donovan. So if there is something, maybe that's the part of the tree that you look at, see what limbs are extending from Duke, from Florida. Mike White, Louisiana Tech boy, mid-major, goes to Florida. Pretty good, been pretty successful. So I don't know. I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse. But if you ask me right here, right now, with the way they have played, and this being the 5th year, I think that, yes, the change is coming. But here again, being the eternal optimist, there's games to be played, and you never know. You never really know. All of a sudden that ball starts to drop through the net.
All right, I'm gonna throw something at you that two different people have said to me. Okay, and you may fall out the chair when you hear this, and you may have already heard it, you may not. I'm going to guess not. Two different people told me they ought to bring Kim Mulkey in so she can win a championship in the men's and the women's. She's obviously from Hammond. No? You didn't fall out the chair, but it looked like you wanted to.
No. Gino Auriemma?
Gino
Auriemma? How many games they won?
I heard an interview with him a couple weeks ago.
He's not leaving Stores.
No, he said years ago, somebody said, why don't you go coach men, see if you can do it there. And he's happy with he in Stores, Connecticut is like Saban in Tuscaloosa. Whatever he wants, he gets. Am I right?
Yep. You think the new athletic director at Alabama that came from Arizona? You think they
hired
said
him when Saban approved him?
Saban, a thumbs up or thumbs?
He met with Saban.
It's like Gladiator. Thumbs up, save the guy.
No, he met with Saban and
got the stamp of approval.
The group said, "Nick, what did you think?" He said, "Let's get him," and they hired him.
And they asked what are you going to do for Nick? Whatever he wants. Whatever he wants, he's got it.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back. Ronnie Rantz, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV.
In theory.
Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Going to tell you about the Glory Road Tour. You want to know what that is? Stay tuned for more of Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, stay with us.
That was a good movie, Glory Road.
It's a male flag.
Since 1986, the family dental practice of Dr. Farrell Frugier, with state-of-the-art building and technology, and our highly trained staff have been dedicated to providing care and treatment to our patients of all ages. The experience and advanced training in cosmetic and restorative dentistry, TMJ, and treatment of snoring and sleep apnea allows Dr. Frugier to assist you in achieving the best in dental health. Call us today at 225-292-9700 to schedule your initial evaluation because we know how to make you smile.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal and she makes your dreams come true.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Continuing Tigers Roar, Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan with you. It's now time for our weekly visit with Ronnie Rantz, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Ronnie, good evening. How are you?
Doing great, fellas.
Ronnie, it's the heat of recruiting time. 2 weeks till signing day. Ed Orgeron and staff, everybody is just working hard. What are you getting out of the recruiting world these days?
Well, LSU's from all the pundits, and we had Mike Scarborough of TigerBait.com the other day on one of our shows. Of all the pundits that, they're saying that it's going to be a top 10 recruiting class, could be as high as 4, 5, 6, somewhere up in there. And that's normally, phenomenal. The problem is that Alabama's 1 or 2 every year, and the other SEC schools are all in there as well. So you have to be a top 10 recruiting class if you're LSU in order to kind of keep up with the Joneses in the conference. But they seem to be doing their part, although they are losing some, such as, that make you scratch your head a little bit, like a Chris Allen, the defensive player out of Southern Lab right in Baton Rouge. You lose him. And he was about as honest as you ever heard a recruit the other day on ESPN Radio with Jordy Collada. He said, hey, Alabama beats LSU every year, and that's, and they're playing for a national championship every year, and it's hard to turn that down. And as much as LSU fans or any fan base doesn't want to hear that when they lose a recruit, it's true. And guys like him and others, kind of sometimes will choose to go to Tuscaloosa, even though they're born and raised right here in Baton Rouge.
Ronnie, I got recruited by a guy that could sell ice to Eskimos, Dale Brown. And look, there's a direct correlation. His success, LSU's baseball success under Skip Bertman. You can be the greatest strategist in the world. If you don't have players, you can't win. How was Skip on the recruiting path?
Well, Skip and Dale are completely different. Although baseball and basketball, the way you recruit and all is completely different. Dale was selling a dream, and you can get 1 or 2 or 3 players in basketball and makes a real difference in your program and your season. Where in baseball, it's more of a slower grind, and you got to have bigger numbers. But Skip, I don't remember what he was like in those beginning days, the 84, 5, 6, when he was really selling something before he'd even gotten to Omaha. But I can tell you that by the time he got to the 90s, when I was, he recruited me in 1989, 1990. By that point, he was saying things like, "Hey guys, listen, Ron, we're going to go to Omaha with or without you. So if you want to come here, you're going to get a chance to play in the World Series. But if not, doesn't matter. See, we're going without you."
That's kind of what Nick Saban does. That's kind of what he does.
It's amazing what Nick Saban does, and the fact that he gets all these 5-star recruits with these tremendous egos and all the things that go on behind the scenes with their handlers and everything else now. And they all come in and they buy in and they're unselfish. And it's just incredible the job he does. He's the best of all time.
Yep.
Ronnie, basketball, it's not working for Johnny Jones. It's been talked about, written about, interneted about. Johnny's a good guy, but it's not working on the floor. Your thoughts on the basketball program?
Yeah, you hate to admit it. We all love Johnny. We've known him forever, and we wanted it to work. Dale got his guy, gave him a shot, and it's not only is it not working, it's collapsing rapidly. And the question now is just, does he make the season? And I think he will, just because I don't know that there's really anybody on that staff that's an obvious fit to take it over. And I don't know that it really matters, quite honestly, if they made a move at this point in the season. So I think he finishes the year. The question then becomes, where does LSU basketball go in the next direction? Do they make a splash? Do they spend a lot of money? Do they make a commitment to the program? Or do they just try to get value and keep the price? Because Johnny, I think, is the 3rd lowest paid coach in the conference. Do you stay there, or do you try to go for an Avery Johnson or a big name?
Hey, Ronnie, baseball, they won't start practice till Friday the 27th. That's their media day. But I'm hearing a lot of good things, and the national polls are all coming out. Preseason teams are coming out. Should be a good year. Should be an Omaha kind of year. You mentioned Omaha a minute ago. Paul Mainieri is expected to have a very good team. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he's going to have media day on next Friday, and last night I went to the LSU baseball coaches committee, which was where they had all the players were there, and the fans could meet them, sign autographs, all that kind of stuff. And Paul Mainieri said, he believes that this is a team that belongs in Omaha, but obviously they got to go earn it. And he said that this team on paper reminds him a lot of 2009 when they won the national championship, and the fact that you got some veterans, you got some returners on the mound in Lang and Poche, where you had Renato and Coleman, and then you've got a lot of returning starters, but then you got some freshmen like Slaughter, who's expected to maybe play first, like Smith, who's expected to play third, the Catholic High product. You got some freshmen like Nola and Matuk, who kind of came in and made a name for themselves during that year and helped them win a national championship. You got a good balance of old and young.
Ronnie, you're going to lose Lang, you're going to lose Poche after this year. Isn't it critical, not only for this season, but more importantly for next season, to find that 3rd starter on the weekend so you can pencil him in as your Friday night starter next year?
Yeah, no question. They got like 3 freshmen they really like. Obviously, Caleb Gilbert's only a sophomore. He's still in the mix. And so I think you're going to see them really try to – there's going to be quite a competition, not only for the 3rd starter, Jordy, but for the 4th guy, too, on Tuesdays. And so traditionally under Skip, that 3rd and 4th guy, they battled all year long. Sometimes they flip-flop, pitching on Tuesdays versus Sundays. So I think it's imperative that they develop those 2 spots, not only for this year, but as you mentioned, for the future.
Besides that, I think the biggest question mark is with the coaching staff. Not Alan Dunn, but how does Micah Gibbs adapt and adjust? Nolan Kane, that's pretty important, right?
Yeah, and the thing that people don't realize is Nolan Kane did a lot of the research, a lot of the behind-the-scenes scouting, if you will. He breaks down the film, kind of learns the tendencies of the pitchers, and he would pass on a lot of that information to Andy Cannizaro. But Andy Cannizaro was able to, to coach up the players and kind of take that information and pass it on. So can Micah Gibbs do that and to the same level? That's going to be the key.
Okay.
Hey, Ronnie, want to talk about the Glory Road Tour. You've been talking about it. We've been helping promote it here at the Pelican. Tell us all about it from the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Tell us all about the Glory Road Tour.
Well, the Glory Road Tour is a 6-city tour put on by the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Walk-Ons is the title sponsor, and it's going to be at 6 Walk-Ons locations across the state. Our first one is next Tuesday, January 24th in Lake Charles. And the idea is, we're going to have a lot of Hall of Famers, Louisiana Sports Hall of Famers will be in attendance, along with some of today's stars as well. Like, for example, Will Harris, the NL All-Star pitcher for the Houston Astros, will be with us in Lafayette.
Super.
Go along with the Tony Rober shows and others as well that'll be there, and the Kevin Fox. But Lake Charles this coming Tuesday, we got Charles Alexander, David LaFleur, Justin Vincent, a whole bunch of others going to be in attendance. Jenny Finch is going to be there. So if folks want to get involved, they want to go to any of these tour stops, tickets are only $75. It's all you can eat and drink. You get up close and personal. We only have 100 slots available, or you can buy a table of 6 for $500. And you can get that. Go to lasportshall.com, lasportshall.com to get your tickets and join us on the Glory Road Tour.
All right, Ronnie, as always, we appreciate it. Tell us about Sports Shorts and Radio TV, and we'll let you out of here.
Yeah, Sports Shorts TV right here on Pelican, Mondays at 9, Tuesdays at 8, and, of course, Sports Shorts Radio, Mondays from 6 to 8 p.m. in Baton Rouge on ESPN Radio. Myself, Joel Davis, and Buzzy Heidel each and every Monday.
I know you got Rudy Macklin coming to Baton Rouge for that Glory Road at Walk-Ons on Burbank. I mean, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if I didn't miss all those shots. So, I got one leg in the Hall of Fame now. Come on.
Tell us once again about the first game y'all ever played. Give me the stat line.
Jordy Hultberg, 30 points. Nobody cares. Rudy Macklin, 32 rebounds.
Wow.
Everybody cares.
32
rebounds.
That's incredible.
Against Tulane, of all people.
Yeah.
But I had 30, Ronnie, and there was no three-point line, and there was no shot clock, and we wore short shorts. Come on.
I mean, so he'd have had 42 rebounds nowadays.
Yeah, but I made more shots than normal.
Hey, Ronnie, enjoyed it. Talk again soon.
Okay, guys, thank you. Bye.
All right, Ronnie Rance with all of his good stuff there. 30 points against, and it had to feel good being against Tulane, you being a New Orleans guy. You went to school basically next door to Tulane.
Beat my old teammate Pierre Godin, beat Jeff Cummings from Rummel. They were pretty good, but 8-0 against the Greenies, baby. 8-0.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Roy Danforth and Dale Brown, not the best of buddies during that time.
No, not at all, to say the least. Hey, we'll take a break, come back. We're going to let you hear from Johnny Jones. Some comments the other day and show you that he is trying to do something with this program. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan. We'll come back, take a run through the LSU Athletic Department right after this pause. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
Taste the
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
We continue with Tigers Raw. These crawfish are still here, but there's less now than there were before, and there's going to be even less later.
It won't last long.
Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Jordy, tell us all about these crawfish and everything else at Tremonti's.
12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Been in business now for over a decade, and the reason is consistently good. There's the website. It'll tell you everything they've got, tremontis.com. Now, not only do they have the Chairman's Reserve beef, not only do they have the great lunch specials like jambalaya and crawfish, crawfish etouffee on top of fried catfish, and their ribs and their rotisserie chickens. But every day now, it's just January. Every day now, boiling up crawfish each and every day. Please call them at 751-7665 if you're in Baton Rouge. Area code 225 everywhere else, 751-7665. Reserve your order. How many pounds do you want? They'll have it each and every day, and they will accommodate you as long as they know how much. But great size, and nobody boils them up better. If you look right here at these crawfish, look at the color and the texture of them, and they are delicious. So if you had smell vision, you would see. Take a look at these crawfish right here, guys. Set that camera on this thing, and let's take a look-see. Look at that. Beautiful color, great size, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. They've got the recipe down pat. They're going to be seasoned just right, and you can call them. You'll get them out piping hot out of the water.
And the first thing I noticed when you brought them into the station, the size for January.
Yeah, big.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I've read some reports with all the flooding and the weather, the crawfish season, they can't totally determine it yet. Kind of said it's up to the crawfish. Seeing this is a good thing. Hey, I love crawfish. I've been known to eat them. I've been known to boil them. I enjoy them as much as anybody you know, and I can't wait to get to Tremonti's, which is probably going to be tomorrow afternoon when I get done with radio.
And I know some of you like to do it yourself. You can buy them by the sack. Just let them know. They'll get them for you. Maybe you want to watch the NFC and AFC championship games on Sunday and have some boiled crawfish. Just call them, 751-7665, 751-7665, and they will accommodate you for all your crawfish needs.
There you go. And, of course, all the other stuff, the wines, the high-spirited alcohol, the catering. I mean, the grills. I mean, they got everything at Tremonti's. Stop by real soon. All right, LSU basketball, you got to talk about it. I've said for 20 years I'd rather talk about winning championships and winning conference titles and all that as opposed to talking about coaches possibly being dismissed or being dismissed. But you got to talk about both. It's it's not working for LSU basketball at this point in time. We've got some comments that Johnny Jones made after the Bama game, and I realize they're playing Auburn tonight, but I just want you to see how he is approaching this and what this is, how he is taking this to his team and to the fans. Here's the head coach of the men's basketball team, Johnny Jones.
I thought our guys did a good job of preparation the last couple of days after coming off a setback. I thought mentally, physically, they're in tune with this basketball game, and I thought for the first 34, 35 minutes tonight they were there. Unfortunately, some untimely plays for us in terms of team turnovers leading to fast break opportunities and scores for them. They hit a stretch there about the 4 or 5 minute mark, and we were never able to recover, and that's something that we've got to guard against. We had 18 turnovers, 25 points off those turnovers. What was the difference in the game tonight?
Coach, what was, you primarily played the zone in the first half, switched to man in the second. I think it was like a 28% shooting to like 50%. What was different that the guys weren't getting? Was it the rotations again that they just weren't getting?
Yep, no, I thought they did a good job moving the ball. They missed some shots there in the first half. When we were in the zone, they didn't shoot it well. They went through a stretch. At one point, they were running like 2 for 13 or something, one of those stretches in the second half. As we did in the first half, we wanted to keep mixing their defense up and trying to keep them off balance. Then foul trouble plagued us a little bit, and we had to go with a little bit different lineup. And then we didn't get the rotation we needed to, and they knocked down a couple of jumpers on us. Mainly, I think Norris may have gotten away and hit one or two there, one in the second half, and then he had one on a trail off their break. And but defensively, I thought the zone helped us in the first half because it really kept them off balance. They only shot 20-something% from the field, but they did a good job in the second half of attacking the zone. And we had to go back man because Norris got in the middle, hit a couple of shots or made a couple of feeds, and created some opportunities for us defensively.
Coach, that last 5 minutes, they went on a big run there. And what happened defensively? I felt like you guys played pretty well defensively throughout the first 30
minutes. I thought the last 5 minutes, I thought it was more about they did a good job on the defensive end, creating turnovers and some fast break opportunities for them. And then we missed a couple of shots, long rebounds, and they did a good job of getting out and making plays. And I think Collins and Norris both hit some big threes. Tomley, then through the half-court sets, they were able to dump the ball down the hall, and he was able to finish a couple of times at the rim when they had to stretch us out defensively when we went back man. So untimely for us offensively, turnovers, and I thought they were effective on the offensive end, hitting some threes when they'd only had 2 or 3, I think, at the half. They wind up knocking down some there in the second half, and I think Collins may have wind up hitting, going 7 for 11 from three-point line. That's it's tough to overcome.
Despite the loss, I feel like this was one of the best efforts of the year as far as battling and getting back on defense and battling the boards and being just.
I thought the kids played again. The preparation was good, and I think that they transferred from practice into the game, and to give us a chance and give us an opportunity. And unfortunately, we weren't able to finish those last 5 minutes. And talk about how long the game lasts, and you've got to make sure that you finish. But unfortunately, we went through a tough stretch the last 4 to 5 minutes of the game, and I thought that was the difference.
Antonio's ankle, it seemed like he rolled his ankle. Do you know anything more about it?
They saw him in the training room when I came in a while ago, so I'm not sure how bad it is. I haven't had a chance to speak with the trainers or doctors at all.
Did you say anything to Corbin after the game, since he's a guy that played here and you coached?
No, I mean, went through the line, just congratulated him on it, and we were able to move on.
Coach, what's running through your head after this game? You know, the players were looking kind of disappointed. How are you feeling personally?
We all are. Everybody's disappointed. You know, we certainly winning's important, and that's what get people excited. And we're disappointed for me. I'm disappointed for kids and for fans and everyone else. And it's important for us to try to continue to battle. And that's what we've got to do is keep preparing and battling and for a breakthrough. And the only way that you can get through it is keep working hard and keep putting your best foot forward. And if you don't do that, the outcome's not going to change. But we've just got to keep battling. And it's important we keep these guys up and focused and going. And I thought they were able to do that in the last couple of days. And if we can continue that mindset and attitude, our breakthrough will come.
Over the past couple of games, Kieran's only got a couple of minutes. What's going on there with the decreased playing time?
We've got to find him some spots and get him in. Kieran's been an effective player for us, and he's done a great job. And we've tried to get Jenkins in and get him into the rotation because he just became healthy, and trying to get him going. And that, unfortunately, have cut into some of the minutes there, but we've got to get him back out on the floor, and because he's been effective for us as well.
Coach used the word setback, possibly three games in a row where they are setbacks. How do you get these guys to get on board and not let the wheels fall off the rest of the year?
You just got to keep stepping up. This is not the first time that a team has gone through a stretch like this, and there are a lot of examples to point to, and the teams had the ability to come out of that were willing to keep fighting. And we've just got to make sure that we have some fighters in this group with the right mindset, mentality, and attitude, because the coaches are going to do that. They've got to do it. Our fans have shown that they're going to do it because they've showed up and was cheering them on, and they did their part tonight. We've just got to keep battling and doing our part, and I think some good things will happen for them. But I understand, they should hurt, and if it means anything to them, they're in the right place. And if they're hurting, they'll do something to control those feelings, and winning is the thing that separates that and allows you to feel better.
Coach, when a guy like Joel Reed contributes on both sides of the floor with his rebounds and his points, but then he gets into foul trouble and fouls out, like how big is that?
It's difficult, especially if your depth is something that's questioned sometime in that spot, and then you have one stretch of him to play him for 32 minutes. He's such a energetic player and plays extremely hard. I wish we could find more areas to have an opportunity to rest him, and I think he would be more effective because it will allow him to continue to play as hard. If he's got to try to rest on the floor, or if he's going as hard and we have to stretch him those minutes, then he's probably not as effective as he could be. But he's given us a lot, and he's a fighter. But we're hopeful that we can continue to try to find somewhere in there that we can do a better job of resting him.
They denied Blakeney the ball. He ended up with 11. Would you see what they were trying to do defensively to him?
They did a good job. The way that they play is they want to take your shooters away, and what they're going to do is face guard you when they give the ball up. They try to no-catch him, and what they did to him late when he did catch it, and we would get him off from screens, they trapped him and tried to trap the ball out of his hand. But they did that to both of our wing guys, trying to prevent and no-catch those guys. It was effective defense, obviously, for him, and the traps helped him there late in the game.
Was that what was causing the turnovers again, too? Was it the traps that were kind of messing up?
They were very aggressive in their traps, and they did a good job of turns over a couple of times. They're late, and they were in the 2-3 zone, and they jumped it and trapped it anytime we got the ball to the wings when they tried to deny it to the wings.
Obviously, that is Johnny Jones as they get ready to tangle with Auburn as we speak.
Always a positive approach. Doesn't throw any players under the bus. Always trying to, think positive, and we'll see.
Well, and here's the other thing. Everybody's talking about LSU basketball. Everybody's talking about Johnny Jones. Well, there's a bunch of players who are on scholarship, who have pride, and they would like to compete. Let's hear from some of those players and some of the things they had to say this past weekend. Here now are some of the players at LSU's basketball team.
Out here. They just made some big shots, and they got on a run. And like Coach told us at the beginning of the game that it's going to be a 4-minute game. We got to stay locked in the whole time, play. And whoever plays harder during them 4 minutes is going to win the game. And just the last 5 minutes.
Jalen, this is the third double-digit SEC loss in a row. What's the locking like after a game like this?
Just hurt. Lost 3 straight, 2 at home. Just trying to figure out what we're gonna do to just turn it around. Just kind of disappointed a little bit.
What do you think it is that you guys need to do to be able to turn this around?
Stay together. It's one. I believe we need to stay together and just keep fighting. But just go out there and just compete. Just gotta compete every minute of the play. Yeah.
Jalen, you guys have been talking a lot about the importance of keeping the ball and not turning it over. 18 turnovers tonight. What was going on there? Was it just bad security this time?
Yeah, it was loose with the ball. They did some traps in the half court. They got us turning the ball over too. Like I said, 18 turnovers. I think I had like 4 of them. So just got to do better taking care of the ball from the guard position.
Aaron, was that as physical a game as y'all played? I know you had to battle some foul trouble. Were they playing particularly physical?
Yeah, they played with lots of they're playing tough, but we felt like we crushed the glass well.
Seemed like the first half when you guys primarily played the zone, things seemed to work a little bit more. What happened when you guys switched to the man that allowed them to kind of get going?
I'll say use our rotations. We ain't rotate like good enough.
Tight. 3.
Yeah, they'll have open shots.
Jalen, you talked a lot about talking on defense. You guys feel like you talked more tonight, especially in the first half?
Definitely. We talked defense. We kind of kept that going throughout the game. It just, it was like 56, like 3 minutes left, 4 minutes. And they came out, hit 2 back-to-back threes, and killed us. Covered after that.
Take one more, and then I got Coach waiting. If there is, if not. All right. Good. Thanks, fellas. Thank you, guys.
Hey, we'll see what happens. As Jordy said, they got some games to play, got some tough games to play. Easy part of the SEC.
That's not easy for those. That's not easy.
They got their butts beat again. It's hard to sit there. I think the body language should be a little better. That's my 2 cents worth. But hey,
we never had to do that. We would just.
You had Sam King in the locker room.
We had people, we had television. They'd come in the locker room and we'd talk, and then that'd be it. And they didn't drag us to a podium or anything like that. But hey, that's.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue our run through the LSU athletic department. We'll put up some basketball numbers for you, and we'll hear from D.D. Bro and take another look at the very successful number 2 ranked gymnastics team, who have a meet against the Pioneers of Texas Women's University this Friday at the PMAC. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You didn't know that before the show.
Did not. Didn't know there was that.
Plus Benefits has an important message for all uninsured Americans. It's official. Health reform has now become law. Now, uninsured Americans can finally get the health coverage they need with significant prescription benefits. Have you been uninsured, denied coverage, or struggling to pay your health insurance? Well, not anymore. Now there's affordable options with real benefits for people just like you. We know health insurance cost and being denied coverage due to pre-existing conditions has created serious hardships for many Americans. But that's a thing of the past. If you're uninsured, struggling to afford, or have been denied health insurance, pick up the phone and call now. The call is free, and every caller will receive a free discount prescription savings card. Call Plus Benefits Health Insurance Helpline today and get the health insurance and prescription coverage you need. One call can change your life for the better. Please call 800-351-1511. That is 800-351-1511.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
We continue with Tigers Roar, the crawfish from Tremonti's. They're going to be gone soon. Want to continue our run through the LSU Athletic Department, look at some of the records, starting with men's basketball. Again, tangling with Auburn as we speak. We get it. You know how it goes. But lost to Bama last week, their third loss in a row, 1-4 in league play, 9-7 overall. Auburn tonight. You got Arkansas Saturday night. That's a 7:30 tip. Puts the post-game show on the air at 9:30, radio and TV, right here on the Pelican. Next home game, the Florida Gators come to town Wednesday night, the 25th. Nikki Fargas's basketball team, the Lady Tigers, been a little up and down in league play as they have got to find out that South Carolina, who was ranked, was just a little too much for them. But they are 3-2 in league play, 14-4 overall. You would think the postseason's in their future as they've got a home game with Kentucky. They hit the road against A&M. Then Arkansas comes in here. 6th year for Nikki Fargas at LSU.
If they win their remaining home games, they've got some tough road games. If they win their remaining home games, they're in the NCAA tournament.
And then, of course, Dee Bro Gymnastics in her 40th year. Number 1, number 2, we talked about that earlier. It has to do with how many, the numbers you have, the score you have in the meets. They went on the road and beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Ashley Natt with the perfect 10 on the vault. We showed you that to the opening of the show. We're going to show you that again in a little while. Upcoming meet this Friday night against Texas Women's University. 2-0, ranked number 2 in the country. Jordy, as Dee Bro continues to do a fabulous job. Beating ranked Georgia, beating ranked Alabama.
You know what they would say if she was a golfer? The greatest to not ever win a major. Maybe she's getting closer and closer to winning a national championship. Maybe
well,
this
second last year. So
maybe this is the year.
Hopefully
Absolutely.
she can do
That'd
it. Here
terrific.
is a little clip on LSU Gymnastics that we have for you, including Coach Dee Bro.
I think just the tightness of the competition and the back and forth and the roar of the crowd got our kids excited. But the thing that I really liked to see was if we had a break or a score that we didn't really agree with, it just fired the kids up and moved them more forward in the competition. It was a fabulous team effort.
We had a really great vault lineup tonight. I think every girl that went out there was so confident and we had so much energy in the lineup. Being able to cap it off is definitely an honor for me, but you know, it's just back to what we're practicing and doing in the gym, and that really came across tonight. I don't think you ever really know. Being able to come into an arena like this, you have no idea what the scores are going to be, but I thought that I was very happy with my vault, but you know, like I said, you never know. I don't wear the blue coat, I don't get to judge the vault, so it was a great feeling.
It was our first away meet, so definitely something different, out of our comfort zone, but you know, our mindset was to go out and do our gymnastics with an aggressive mindset, and I think that's just what we did. I'm very proud of this team.
We make clear what our intentions are before every meet, before every practice even. But this team is really good about not just being, you know, people who talk. You know, we're really good at coming out here and being actually who we are and being people of action, and we talk about that a lot. This team's really great. It's only the second meet. I'm so excited.
Based off of my experience from Nationals last year, it is different. You're not just going to have LSU cheering. You're going to have Oklahoma, Alabama, Florida, all these big schools cheering, and there's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of distractions, and this was the perfect environment for us to practice for postseason.
It's our first away meet, so we were getting used to the equipment and the warm-ups, and that was a little bit different. But once we got out here and we started going, it was just like one person after another. And you know, like we didn't pay attention to the scores. That wasn't what we were aiming for. We were aiming for good hit routines, and I think we did that. And so I don't really know if there was a best part, because it was just like every time we went, it was just like normal, and you know, it was good. So we rallied on every event. It was great.
And the kids said, okay, this is our event, we've got this, and they moved from bars to vaulting and took charge of this competition, and then went to floor, and they were fabulous. They were really, really good, and Sarah Finnegan did a great job and in the all-around for the first time, so I think that was a huge bonus for us tonight. I thought putting Kennedy Edney in was beautiful. She did a fabulous job. Our first two people up were stellar, and I think that kind of set the pace. Our last two people kind of brought it home, and you know, we won because of a great beam performance.
All right, Jordy, and we did this at the beginning of the show, and I want to do it again. Okay. But Ashley Natt scored a perfect 10 on the vault. 10s do happen. in college
Not often.
gymnastics, but not often. So we're letting you know. It kind of came on at the beginning of the show. People didn't know. Maybe they missed it. Here is a perfect 10 on the vault by LSU Lady Tiger, Ashley Natt.
Final vaulter for LSU will be Ashley Natt. Before her, Maya Hambrick, a 9.925. LSU is lights out here so far, and Ashley Natt is one of the few gymnasts in the country that does the double twisting Yurchenko.
She twists like a cat on this. Spots the head.
Oh, my goodness.
Finds it. That is spectacular. She has improved the form on this double twist, really trying to keep those legs tight together.
Now, Jordy, believe it or not, there was a time or two.
She knew it, baby.
When I threw a pitch and I knew the guy wasn't going to hit it, okay? It came out of my hands. Just like there was a time when you let the shot go and you knew it was in. It wasn't a foot out of your hand, you knew it was in. That girl knew right after she landed that she had achieved perfection. That was cool to see.
That really was. We mentioned they're playing Texas Women's University Friday in the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. It's their Go Pink and Blue match. They say wear pink and wear blue. So I'm sure that's for breast cancer and the blue.
Autism?
Autism.
Is it autism?
Police? I don't know. It could be a combination. I apologize
Why wouldn't
as well.
You look that up?
Well, it's not. It doesn't say. I look.
Police. I mean, I guess it go. Hey, go to the LSU website.
Doesn't say why. But I'm sure there's people a lot smarter than me that know what that represents.
All right, I tell you what I want to do. Well, we're jammed on the clock here.
Go ahead. It's your show.
No,
you plan it all.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. Come back and show you something real quick. We got to get one more break.
You just blew the game. You blew the game. You were indecisive.
We'll do a break. We'll be right back.
Indecisive. Where's your timeout, Les?
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Since 1986, the family dental practice of Dr. Farrell Frugier, with state-of-the-art building and technology and our highly trained staff, have been dedicated to providing care and treatment to our patients of all ages. The experience and advanced training in cosmetic and restorative dentistry, TMJ, and treatment of snoring and sleep apnea allows Dr. Frugier to assist you in achieving the best in dental health. Call us today at 225-292-9700 to schedule your initial evaluation because we know how to make you smile.
Hey, don't forget Saturday night, 9:30, the Pelican Sports post-game show immediately after LSU and Arkansas. Radio, TV, your phone calls, your text messages. It'll be on YouTube the next day. It repeats on Pelican Sports TV Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. But we want you to help spread the word about it. We'll be here live. We'll be here live. On Saturday night
I'll eat it
at 9:30.
Oh, is that good?
Jordy is eating the crawfish from Tremonti's. You better go get you some. They look great.
Oh, baby.
I will be there tomorrow after radio wearing that stuff out. I love me some crawfish. Yeah, that's good stuff. You need to put the other things in here. Like
seasoned to perfection. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
you see, look, I'm helping the De La Salle guy out there.
Really good. Unbelievable.
6 days a week, you said? They're closed Sundays.
Closed on Sunday. 6 days a week, they'll get it. Call them 751.
You can buy them live and boil them yourself, or you can let Mike and his staff do the work.
Why would I do it when they can do it so well?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Man, I don't want to work. Let them do it. Whoo!
That's some pepper.
Good
Next,
stuff.
I got nothing else to say.
All right, so we're 2 weeks away from signing day. The Gridiron Bash, Buddy Sanji and I will be down there broadcasting live. I want to thank Mike Scarborough for joining us a little bit earlier with the very latest. His website, of course, tigerbait.com.
Who you got?
With what?
Packers or the Falcons?
I like the Falcons.
Who you got?
The Patriots.
So you're going with the home teams?
I like the Falcons and the Patriots to advance to the Super Bowl. I'll give scores and more particulars out on the radio Friday.
Is Vegas going to take another hit? They've been beaten up.
They've been getting beaten up by Clemson. They got beat up in the NFL, the whole bit. Hey, we
Vegas
also
wins.
want to thank Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV.
I can't convince you to eat one?
Sports Hall of Fame Foundation.
Not on the air?
That would just
Is that not
aggravate
professional?
Me, a few crawfish.
I mean, it's really good.
You and Al.
It's really good.
No, hey. Can't do that, man. I'd have
a napkin
I'd have
for
to
you?
call Mike. He'd have to unlock the door and boil me some more, which he may do.
So
Mike,
long,
he's a good
everybody.
guy. So we thank Mike Scarborough. We thank Ronnie Rance. Appreciate you watching. Watch when you can. Spread the roar. Tell folks about it. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. On behalf of everybody here at the Pelican, Jordy Helper, Tommy Christ saying thank you for watching. We will talk to you again soon.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency. We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-552-8621. 800-552-8621.